Hello, Dakota. So lovely to meet you today.
Hi, nice to meet you too.
Congratulations on the high note, first of all. This is a really different kind of movie and project than anything we've seen from your career so far. I was wondering the fact that it's so different and it's all you kind of trying out areas like music and comedy. Was that part of the attraction of it for you?
Um, yes, for sure. Music is a big part of my life, and I started in comedy. I started working in comedy. So but it's something that I would love to do more of and make more comedies, but it's hard to find good ones these days. So this one, when I originally read the script, it was something I really wanted to be a part of.
I also really like the fact that we get to hear you sing a bit in the movie. Was that something you were nervous about at all, or just ready to jump in?
I yeah, I get very nervous to sing, and I I had done a movie before this one where I also had to sing in it, and it was a really terrifying experience, but I had so much help with amazing vocal coaches, um and it was uh thankfully over quickly in this one, and I didn't have to do a lot of it. Tracee really took the majority of that.
Exactly, yeah. And actually, speaking of you and Tracee Ellis Ross, I found it really interesting. One of the themes that for me stood out in the high note is this idea of legacy, but also like forging your own paths. And I just find it kind of fascinating that you and Tracee Ellis Ross actually kind of have that in common. You know, you come from actor parents, she comes from being the daughter of Diana Ross, of course. So I was wondering if you guys even ever kind of discussed that notion. Did you draw from that experience or reflect on that idea of kind of coming into your own, because that's quite, related to the movie as well.
Yeah, for sure. I think it just lent a really an understood energy to the film, and it kind of informed a lot of our work and a lot of our bond. Even though it really has nothing to do with the story, I think she and I understand each other in that way.
And I believe that the director Nisha Ganatra had you guys kind of doing some improv. So what were some of the favorite like scenes and moments to come out of that improv process? Because I'd imagine there was quite a bit between you and Tracee, especially because you share all those scenes together, you know?
Yeah, we would do bits um, on random scenes. I don't really remember any like specific. We were on such a tight schedule and moving so quickly that we didn't have loads of time to mess around, but in the moments that we did, it was very fun.
Having done this project now, and I know you mentioned there a bit earlier about like comedy being an area that you'd want to like look into more in the future. Can you tell me a bit more about that? Would comedy in TV be something you're interested in, movies or anything specifically?
Yeah, I don't have a specific plan. I don't know. Anything that comes my way that is interesting to me that I want to do, I'll do it. I don't think it really matters what the outlet is or where it just depends on the people that I'll be working with and the content and the you know it's so much about making your work life as nourishing and great as it can possibly be. So if that means doing a comedy on TV, I'd love to do that one day for sure.
Yeah. And I love as well about the high note how it's so kind of female centric comedy. We really just don't get enough of those kind of projects. And I love how you've talked a lot about like us needing to have more women, both on like women's stories on the screen and then women working behind the scenes. And I know the director Nisha is very kind of concerned and orientated around that now. What kind of steps would you like to see kind of put in place for more of these kind of stories to emerge?
Um, I think it's just understanding that uh, there are so many lives and so many stories to be told, and they're all extremely interesting and worthy of of being told. And I think that a movie like The High Note is obviously it's half about an iconic pop star, but also about the underdog and the person who helps make that happen, and how much work that is, and how, you know, how talented each individual has the capability of being. And it's about ambition and drive and strength and courage, and you know, not giving up on yourself because the world is seemingly impossible to conquer.
I'm afraid that's all I have time for, Dakota, but thank you so much for talking to me about this movie. I think that it's really going to be like a hopeful movie at a time like this. So thank you so much for
Great.
that. And it was a pleasure talking with you.
And likewise, have a great day.